What would you do if you had a vacant 100,000 square foot office building that you had to sell or even lease? My name is David Skinner with Prescott, and in this video, I'm going to share a little bit about how we were in that same situation and what we did to make a deal happen. We took on the assignment of 60 Codman Hill Road in Boxborough, Massachusetts as a co-listing with Fieldstone Commercial Properties. And in many ways, the deck was stacked against us. You have a vacant office building, which was not a small office building. It's a 100,000 square foot office building that was originally built as a data center. So it was partially functionally obsolete. You had any kind of office transaction after COVID, when any kind of office use was decimated. Not only that, we were in an economy and an interest rate environment where the interest rates kept going up and up and up, from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7%. These interest rates were getting the gains that I could only dream of at the gym. And notwithstanding all of that, we had an unclear marketing path forward. So you had the vacant office building that was kind of a flexi R&D building. It could have been built that way in an industrial zone, and a permit to do a total industrial conversion. And if that wasn't enough, we were the third broker team in with an unclear way of presenting this opportunity to the marketplace. To quote the great poet Napoleon Dynamite, what would you do in a situation like that? So what we did at the just very outset, we knew we'd have to take a different approach. We sat down with ownership and thought, how can we tackle this series of challenges in a different, creative way? So what we started was by having numerous offerings, which looked like different listings. We had different marketing, different brochures, different postings online to represent totally different opportunities. We'd have a brochure that showed just the existing office building. We showed the flex industrial conversion totally separately. And depending on who we were talking to, we got ready to share almost as if we were talking about a different property, depending on what the need was. We also hosted a broker open house, which can be very effective if you have a collection of brokers who are working that market. And we had a lot to show them because there was more than what met the eye with this existing office building that had been on the market for some time. So we constructed our indirect marketing campaign, but also knew we needed to supplement that with a highly focused direct sales approach, which included personalized phone calls, door-to-door canvassing, and networking in the general Metro West community. So all the while we are working and running our marketing process, we thought it would be prudent to reach out to other groups who had seen 60 Codman in the past, but for whatever reason weren't able to come to a deal. Even non-traditional office and industrial users, one of which was Crossroads Community Church. From the time that Crossroads had originally seen 60 Codman to the time that we re-engaged with them, a number of transitions had taken place, one of which was actually very tragic. The broker who had brought them through the building had passed away. And that was something that I'd never experienced before. I'd never seen that. I didn't even know of anyone who had gone through it. So there were a number of conversations to be had about how to handle that transition. And Crossroads ended up eventually engaging with some counsel and an advisor within their denomination to help them take the next steps. After we re-engaged and were able to get back on the path of talking about deal terms, we realized that while normally Crossroads and oftentimes many churches prefer to buy rather than lease, there were a few reasons why a lease actually was more advantageous for both the owner and for Crossroads. So we were able to fairly quickly put together a lease agreement that worked for everybody. This process was rewarding to us as a brokerage team because we saw that the work that we did not only provided real value, benefit, and overcame challenges that the landlord was working with us to overcome, but also for the tenant that this was a unique opportunity that they probably weren't going to find anywhere else. But not only that, the local community is going to benefit in a big way because of the amount of investment and resources that Crossroads is going to pour into the general community. If you have any properties that you would like to sell or lease or talk to somebody about understanding a better value for your property, please reach out to us. Our number is 617-340-3332 or send us an email at help@prescottadvisory.com.